episode of Kids Wild Kitchen. Beautiful day today, so we thought we'd have a day in the garden. So I'm going to be doing a chicken doner with homemade pita breads, garlic mayonnaise and my chili sauce. You've seen that before. It's going to be similar to the Greek lamb I did, but I really fancy doing a bit of chicken, just have a kebab. Gonna have a few beers today, watch the football, put some music on. Just a relaxing day in the garden. So stay tuned. I need to get the chicken marinated now, so let me show you my recipe for that. So these are the ingredients I'm going to be using for the marinade. Got a little bit of olive oil, natural yogurt, you can use Greek yogurt as well, a bit of onion, salt, cumin. I have been very lazy, I've got the easy garlic, a bit of ground coriander, a bit of black pepper, smoked paprika, cayenne pepper, bit of salt, lemon juice and a bit of tomato puree. So let's get mixed up. To be honest, when it comes to this recipe, I'm quite relaxed with the amounts. I mean, you know, it depends how much chicken you're using, but I just like having a lot of marinade just in case. So I'm going to go in with 500 grams even, sorry, of our Greek yogurt or yogurt. We're going to go in there with a little bit of onion salt. Would have been handy if I took these off. So firstly, I'm going to go in with 1 teaspoon of that. A little bit of cumin, roughly around the same amount. 1 teaspoon, maybe a touch more on that. Now I normally use like 2 cloves of garlic, so I'm going to use about 3/4 of a teaspoon of that. Ground coriander, again about 1 teaspoon. You can adjust it as you taste it. Good old sprinkling of black pepper. I do like a bit of pepper in my marinades. I'm going to go in there with quite a good amount. Bit of smoked paprika, get that nice little bit of colour as well. Probably 1.5 teaspoons of that. Obviously cayenne, a little bit less. Probably about half a teaspoon. Good old sprinkling of salt. I mean, there's going to be a lot of chicken in there, so maybe 1.5 teaspoons. Okay, our tomato puree. Good amount of that. Now normally it's about two tablespoons, so quite a good old slog. Okay, tomato, lemon. I'm going to juice the whole lemon in this. Again, pips don't matter. Give all this a good mix up. And then we can have a little taste, and then we can adjust our seasonings to our own tastes. There we go, there's that colour you like when it comes to a chicken doner. Now I've never done this before on a fire. I've done it in the oven a couple of times and it comes out lovely. So I'm really looking forward to trying this today. And when you've had a few drinks, who doesn't like a kebab? So that's our mix. Have a little taste. Oh, that's lovely. I'll tell you what, the lemon gives it a lot. With a little bit more paprika. I think the salt is just right because I used onion salt. Yeah, I'm getting a nice sort of salty kick. Oh yeah, getting a lot of paprika now. That's really good. So I'm gonna get the chicken out now, get that marinated. So let me show you how I butterfly the chicken. So what I've got I think there's about 8 chicken breasts in here. Some of them are quite big. So what I'm going to be doing is just opening them up the best we can. I mean, to be honest, some of them are not too bad. We can trim these bits up if we want to. So obviously this is sort of butterflying to a certain extent to go onto our skewer in a bit. So I'll get this done and then we'll get the marinade on. Okay, so our chicken is sort of butterflied per se, sort of roughly, you know, sort of flattened out a bit. Now what I'm going to do is go on there with our marinade. Set that all on. Now, what I'm going to be doing, just give it all a good mix up. Get all these nice and coated. And then these need to sort of marinate for at least 2 hours, I'd say. Overnight obviously is best. But what I'm going to do is get this done, leave it in the fridge, and then I think it's going to marinate for about 5 or 6 hours. So I'm happy with that. Really excited to try this later. Definitely a summer recipe though, isn't it? A summer, you know, a few drinks later. Got some, I think Cole's sister's coming over, so we're just going to chill in the garden. Say, nice fire. Perfect. So, see you in a couple of hours. No room in the house fridge. Gonna have to go in the bar fridge. It's very tight. There we go. What I want to start doing is making a little skewer for the kebabs to go on. So got a little bit of green wood, just gonna scrape off all the bark, and then what I'll do, I'll sharpen one end, and that can be our skewer to put our chicken on. So get in there, so sharpen one end. I mean, it doesn't need to be too sharp. Sharpen this one a touch. Again, just making a point really, just to make it a bit easier for the chicken to go through. There we go, you can see that, okay. So that's our skewer for our chicken. So while I'm doing this, doing all the prep work, I thought I'll just do the chili sauce very quick. Now obviously the last chili sauce I made, it's going to be exactly the same as that, but I had to take it inside. It was one that you had to pre-make. So what I bought was one of the little hand whizzers. So I'm going to give it a go in there. So we just got chopped tomatoes, a little bit of cider vinegar, a little pinch of sugar, a bit of garlic. Now because you used ketchup, I've also started to use a little bit of sriracha. Just think it gives that extra little bit of kick. Obviously the chilies, good onion. To be honest, a small onion, so you probably only need about half of that. So let's get whizzing. Okay, so let's go with this then. So everything starts to fall off. So I'm just going to use half of this onion, which I think will be plenty. Make a mess now. So I'm just going to chop it up a little bit. Get that in there. chilies in there. And again, I'm just going to chop them up real roughly. Debating then whether to just use 2, but I think I'm going to use 3. Okay, let's see how this works. Okay, so that's that. That's where everything is. That's very cool. Wow, that's finely diced. You see that? It's very good. So now, I know it's a little bit of a mess. I'm going to do it now. Just go in with a little bit of white wine vinegar, cider vinegar. Okay. Go in with our chopped tomatoes. A little pinch of sugar. Okay, now we only need about 2 tablespoons of tomato sauce, so I'm just going to go in there a little bit and then substitute a little bit for the sriracha. Okay. Very small amount of garlic, which I really wish I had got a smaller spoon for. Tiny bit more. Okay. On there. Give it another mix. About a tenner off of Amazon, this. Really good. There we go. See that? Oh, it's going to be nice. Let's give it the all-important test. Oh, that's lovely. God, really nice. Really, really chilly kick. But I'm really pleased with that. So I'm going to tidy up quickly, get it decanted into a bottle. So that's our chili sauce, decanted into a bottle. And now what I'm going to be doing as well is having a little bit of garlic mayonnaise. So for that, literally just mashed garlic. I'm going to top it up with mayo. Give it a good old shake. And then we've got our toppings. Let's get this squeezed in. Okay. Let me get the lid on. Give it a good old shake. If it is a little bit thick, obviously you can let this down with a little bit of lemon juice, which is always nice, but give that shake for a little bit. I'll get that topped up as well, and then we're ready to go. Looking forward to this tonight. Okay, so Colleen's gonna kindly make us our pita bread. So what we're going to do initially is just get the yeast going. So we've got there is 300 ml of warm water, and we're just going to add our yeast to that. And literally we're just going to leave that about 5 minutes and get that super bubbly. So I'll show you what it looks like now. So that's the kind of fizzing we're looking for. So now what we have in here as well is strong white bread flour. Okay, so let's go ahead and add our goodies to it. So what we're going to do is go in there with 2 teaspoons of salt. Okay, now because it's pita bread, I'm going to add some black onion seeds because I like the way it looks. That'll do. Yeah, perfect. Okay, now what we're going to do is go in with our yeast, our yeasty water. Okay, and what we're going to do is go in with 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Sorry, the wind's blowing this. It's getting a bit windy. Just put jeans on. I had shorts on, but it's too cold now.
Very cold now.
Okay, so I'm going to give this a mix up. And basically just make the dough. Will look rough for a bit. We'll make a dough and then I'll show you the process after we're done. So what now we're going to do is pour it out onto a floured board, and then Cole has got the arduous job of combining it all and kneading it into a nice dough.
Indeed, hopefully it'll come out brilliant.
Fingers crossed, on your head be it. So we'll get this done, we'll get it kneaded, and then I'll show you after about 5 or 10 minutes. So this is after probably about 8 minutes kneading now. Cole's done a great job. So what I've just done, lightly oiled this bowl, and then she's gonna ball it up, put it in the bowl, and then we're gonna cover it with a tea towel, and we're gonna basically let it hopefully double in size. It's the worst looking tea towel ever. Right, okay, so we'll put that somewhere warm, probably in the kitchen for a bit. To be honest, the sun's coming out nice again, so it's warming up, and then yeah, we'll be ready to make our pittas later on. So I've just kind of been debating with myself really on how the best way to set the fire would be. So I'm sort of thinking I'm going to make two small fires either side, and obviously put the chicken in the middle. I'm going to sort of try and, when it's obviously built down to some good coals, I'm just going to spread it around a little bit. I think it's probably the best way to go. So I'm going to get this lit. I'm going to use a match. We've done both done. Let that one go out. So I'll let these build for half an hour or so, and then I'll start getting the chicken ready to go. So fire's underway quite nicely, so I'm going to get on with this chicken, start building it. Okay, so now I'm going to be putting this together. So taking our chicken out, I've got changed because I was freezing. Okay, so what I want to do is take a good bit of the pineapple as a base, and don't need as much, but a bit of the pineapple as our top. Okay, so what I want to do is use our stick. Okay, and that's where we're going to build our chicken around. So what I'm going to be starting to do is feeding our chicken through. And get all this layered up. Sort of zigzagging it, if you know what I mean, to keep it all sort of as level as we can get it and as rounded as we can get it. So that would go roughly that way. That's basically it. So what I'll do, I'm going to wash my hands and then I'll get the top put on and then we'll have another look. Apologies if this camera is shaking a little bit. It is a bit windy actually. So now what I want to do is, as best as I can, get this in there, but it's going to be quite difficult to take it through everywhere where I need it to be. So I'm hoping that is going to be okay. So that's our doner. Now I'll get it set on the fire and then we'll see how we get on. So I've never done this before on the fire, so it'll be fun. Learn by doing, innit? So there she is. So you can sort of see what I've done. I've put a little bit of lumpwood charcoal on there as well. I'm just going to keep sort of spinning it, you know, just checking it every 5 minutes or so, and just keep turning it, and hopefully then eventually it'll be cooked all the way around quite nicely. Moving the fire in and out. Yeah, just go with the flow really, see how it turns out. May have some bits that are overdone, some bits that possibly could do it another few minutes. I just want to, obviously for chicken, make sure and it's cooked all the way through. Fun experience though, I suppose. Keep going. There she is. I can't lie, it's been a pain in the bum. Kept falling over constantly, so I ended up putting in the tray, putting some skewers through there, trying to keep it up steady. But it's been on there for probably about an hour now, pretty much an hour and 5 minutes possibly. It's going quite well, I think. I'm just gonna keep rotating it for about another 10-15 minutes, I think, and then start slicing it a bit, and then hopefully she's ready to go. So I've been feeding this for about an hour and a half now, and I'm quite confident this is pretty good to go. So I'm gonna start taking it off the fire, and then we'll look at doing the pizza breads. Let's go. The lady's trying to stay warm. So now I've just put some more wood on there, but this can all be sort of knocked in now, to be honest. Let's build a big old fire, and then what I'm going to be doing is getting our tray on, ready to get our pizza breads done. So we'll let that warm up, and then let's get our pizza breads done. Okay, so this is our dough. This has been a couple of hours now, so look how big that's got now. So Cole's going to turn that out onto a bit of a floured board. God, that's huge. Now this recipe should make about, to be honest, 8 to 10 pizzas. So Cole's going to cut them, and then we'll get them rolled out into pizzas, and then yeah, we'll get them rolled out. We'll get ready to get cooking. Okay, so I'm just going to roll this out now. So it's just slightly elongated, not round. Let's say a bit further along, and that actually looks pretty good.
Thank you.
Perfect. Look at that. That's ideal.
You're welcome.
So let's do 8 more of them. So that's all our pizzas rolled out. So let's get them on the flat iron. See how we get on. So I've sprinkled a little bit of flour on there. I'm just going to go on with 2 just to test the temperature, and then let's see how we get on. So they're the first ones, and they've been on for about 2 minutes, and I must admit I really like the look of them. They're puffing up great. Yeah, really pleased with that. God, these are looking great. They're puffing up amazingly. So hopefully they're going to be really tasty. Can't wait to eat one of these. Right, if that doesn't look good, I don't know what does. Let's take a closer look. So, how does it look then? So let's give that chicken a slice now, and let's plate up. Let's give it a go then. Oh my god, that does look so good. So let's plate one up then. Okay, so we've got everything on there. Let's go with a nice bit of garlic mayo. Okay, a nice bit of chilli sauce. Okay. Now, let's have a taste. Oh, so I'll tell you what, I must admit that was a bit of a, it was a harder cook today. It was a bit of a pain, just because I couldn't get it to hold straight. I couldn't get it to, yeah, just be normal. It was a pain. But how good does that look? It's like the, yeah, it's like bad indulgence in it. Yeah. Wow. God, I tell you, that is super. That's so good. The charcoaly taste, the spices. Oh my god, that is really good. Surprised myself how good that is. Sorry. Also getting smoked out. Really pleased. So let's see what the family think. So I think it's fair if Cole gets the next taste.
Next taste on it. So delicious. Wow. Yeah, I don't know if that's the bread that's particularly good. I mean, the texture.
And the bit that she did.
Yeah, the taste of the chicken's awesome. Love it.
Good. Well done. So, Shelley and Jacob. Shelley's panicking about this bit. Let's get it down there.
Oh, it's really
Like
good.
it? Jacob?
Yeah, very.
Like Mum's bread or Dad's chicken? Choose a favourite.
Chicken's bell.
Yeah, I won one.
Chicken wouldn't taste as good if the bread wasn't on it though, surely.
Glad you enjoyed it. So guys, I'd like to say thank you for joining me again. So any new subscriber or anyone joining the video, thank you for joining. And welcome back to anyone else. To be honest, it's been a really hard cook. It was a pain in the neck. I couldn't keep it up straight. It was you have to say something. Yeah, it was a nightmare. It kept falling over. Yeah, but it was enjoyable, and truthfully, it's so tasty. It really is. Whether that's the bread, you know, you sort of go somewhere and you get a taste, and then you get a memory back from it of something.
Yeah, you said it's got quite a Mediterranean.
Like a Mediterranean, yeah. We were sort of saying when we were in Greece,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got like a Greek. I don't know, something about being on them islands. And I know it's like Turkish and that kind of taste, but it keeps bringing back that memory. But either way, for a summer's day, it's great, to be honest, and just being out in the garden, just enjoying the day. Although it's got a bit chilly this afternoon now with the fire. Lovely. So thank you everyone for joining us again. Really enjoyed it. And we'll see you next time. Take care.